right, here we go. Okay, Deanne Kroemer, tell us a little bit about your personal background, where you grew up, high school, college.
Absolutely. I am originally from Marshalltown, Iowa. I'm a 1986 graduate of Marshalltown High School. I went on to play golf at Northeast Missouri State University and started my teaching career following graduation. And I've always stayed connected to the golf community.
What was your degree in?
My degree is in general science health education. So I spent 11 years in the classroom
And what
teaching
year did you
and coaching.
graduate from Northeast Missouri?
1990.
Okay.
Started in the professional world and had a great opportunity in multiple different educational settings. I always aspired to be a collegiate coach. So I had the good fortune of going to the University of New Mexico as the assistant women's golf coach in the 90s, in which I finished my master's in athletic administration. Then I decided that I wanted to return to the state of Iowa because my passion for closeness to home was there, and I aspired to move into athletic administration in the public school realm, and I went back to the University of, or actually Western Illinois, and finished my master's in educational administration and hold a K-12 principal license.
What year was that?
That's a good question. A long time ago.
And you're married?
I am married. My husband is Michael, and our home is in Clinton.
Okay. Any children?
We do not have any children.
Okay.
I always look at it as I have 1,250 children.
No doubt. And so you live in Clinton, you're commuting every day?
I commute every day.
And how early do you have to leave to get back? The day starts at what time?
The day starts around 7:45, 7:30, 7:45. So it's really a very short commute. Leave 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:15. Great way to focus on what I have on the agenda for the day and prepare myself for a great day in the building.
Do you get teased in Clinton because you're in a conference in a town that you compete against?
No, I don't think so. I think there's just so much respect for the Pleasant Valley Community School District. I think there's some fun jabs between some of our friends, but very supportive of my career decision.
And what schools have you been at? Maybe the years where you were when? What high schools?
Well, I started in Missouri at the junior high level, and then I had the good fortune of coming to Davenport, and I arrived in Davenport in 1994. I started at Williams Intermediate, and I traveled to Wood Intermediate. I left Wood and went to the University of New Mexico and came back to Wood after I returned to the district, and then had the great fortune of being hired in 2002 as the athletic director, activities director at Davenport Central. And then in 2007, I had a great opportunity and was hired as the athletic director at Iowa City High.
And just took over here at Pleasant Valley July 1st?
I did. I started here at Pleasant Valley July 1st.
What's special about Pleasant Valley?
Pleasant Valley is such an amazing community of excellence in the academic realm, excellence in the extracurricular activities, both athletically and in the fine arts. It's just such a great place for kids to learn and grow and have opportunity.
You've been in the MAC a long time. You've also been in the Mississippi Valley Conference. What are the differences maybe between the leagues?
Well, with the MAC, you have 10 schools that make up the single conference. The Valley, it is 14 schools strong, but is divided into 2 divisions, and those divisions rotate every 2 years. So you're really a conference within a conference. And some sports are based on competing against all 14 schools, and some are based on just the competitions within your own division. So, they're both great, unbelievable professional experiences, a lot of camaraderie, and really great colleagues to work with.
Sports gets a lot of coverage in the TV and on the paper, but what activities do you oversee in addition to athletics?
Well, we have so many fantastic activities here at Pleasant Valley High School. I couldn't begin to name them all, but some of the great things we have going on right now, we have 295 members of our marching band. If you haven't had a chance to watch them on game night, they are absolutely unbelievable. We are currently hosting our musical this fall, which is Millie. The production is underway. Last night was the first formal night. It has been fantastic. We have robotics, and we have the art club, and we have speech and debate, and we have all-state musicians, and we just have so many clubs and activities trying to connect all of our kids to school.
And so how many students are at Pleasant Valley High School?
We're about 1,250, moving towards 1,300, I believe.
And how many of those would be involved in activities, whether it's athletics or band or the plays and that?
We probably have a participation rate, and I haven't looked at the data from this year, but I would say between 75 and 80% of our students are connected to school in an activity.
Why is that important?
It builds relationships. It gives students that feeling of ownership. Students connecting with other students that have same interests and passion. It leads to that climate, that culture, and that school spirit that we're so proud of.
Talking about school spirit, we got a big day today. We got Bettendorf and Pleasant Valley about ready to go on the football game. Both teams in the volleyball, the state next week in Cedar Rapids. It's got to be an exciting culmination to an exciting fall here at Pleasant Valley.
There's nothing better than game day and watching kids succeed and perform in an amazing atmosphere. It will be fabulous.
What's been one of your biggest surprises here at Pleasant Valley?
I really haven't had any surprises. I'm blah, 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 blah.
That's right. Don't worry about it. What's the distinction between an athletic director and an activities director?
Well, I think an activity director truly has a passion for connecting students to school in all components, and really helping to foster the interests of all students versus just a small group of students.
So since starting July 1st, you had softball and baseball. How many sports have we had that have culminated MAC conference season here, and how have they finished?
Well, we finished baseball, softball this past summer, and as you know, we're in the middle of football playoffs. We are competing in the state volleyball tournament next week. We will be represented very well at the state swim meet on Saturday. Our boys golf team finished 11th in the Iowa State Championship, and our boys and girls cross country teams finished. Our girls were 3rd last week, and our boys were 5th. So we've had an unbelievable fall season, and I look forward to it continuing at such great levels of success.
Why do you like working with high school students?
High school students are simply amazing. They're growing, they're maturing, they want input, they want validation, they want caring, compassionate adults helping with their decision making and helping them make great decisions as they move forward into adulthood.
And in your many years in working in secondary school education, what changes have you seen?
The technology shift and the social media has changed drastically from my start in education in 1990 to here we are in 2013. It's created a unique challenge for students and for parents.
What kind of challenges?
Well, with technology comes various types of issues that surface that we just need to be aware, and we need to educate students, coaches, parents, directors, staff on using technology appropriately.
What's still the same in education in all the years that you've been working?
Kids are kids. They want to have fun. They want to be with their friends. They want to learn. They want to grow. They want to have great experiences, and they want to be social. And that's the great part of being connected to high school.
You've been involved in some special rivalries, City High and Iowa City West, Bettendorf and Pleasant Valley. What's good about a rivalry for high schools?
It brings out the best in competition. It creates an unbelievable atmosphere for students to compete and participate. It brings a community close together because you have one common goal, and that's to beat your opponent. It is just an unbelievable experience for students and for community.
What are some of the dangers of a rivalry?
I think one of the big dangers of the rivalry or a rivalry type of matchup is that being a season determiner. You know, if you win a state championship but you lose to your rival in a regular season, does that decrease the value of the season? And I think sometimes people get wrapped up in the season being determined based on whether you beat a rival or not.
And how does, as we were talking here in Bettendorf and Pleasant Valley, how do you work with Kevin Skillett?
Kevin and I have a great working relationship. We talk to each other a couple times a week. We bounce things off each other. We are dealing with similar situations in terms of team travel, participation, and we really have worked well together and will continue to work well together. It's great for our community with the two great high schools that we have.
Beautiful thing. See how